you are into politics, you should probably have some clue on who the heck JReg is. If you don't, obligatory podcast plug. If you don't have time to watch that whole podcast, the TLDR is that he's a guy who got famous by mocking every single ideology ever to push for a satirical ideology of anti-centrism. He's basically a living embodiment of the polka ball community, for better and for worse. He made videos on this topic for a bit, then made a storyline-esque finale called Centricide. Then, after he concluded it, he had a couple of routes he could have taken, and while he did try to shift his focus away from politics afterwards, it still crops up here and there. And one way he continued his forte in this field is by teaming up with a user by the name of CanPixel to create a video game on the topic. Thus, we have the game Bad Optics. The idea behind the game is that polka ball versions of three political ideologies have teamed up together to create a nation to survive all the political infighting around them. You are supposedly the leader of said nation, and you have to keep all three of them happy by answering questions regarding your state's ideology. And depending on how you answer, the state changes its ideology, and the three citizens are either pleased or dissatisfied with your answer, and your approval rating goes up or down depending on how satisfied they are. If you cannot keep them happy, they will lead a revolution against you, which essentially serves as a reboot of your country. If they revolt against you 3 times, game over. While you are trying to push for the perfect ideology of your country, you can collect all the ideologies in your ideology decks. Despite the fact that the Irate Gamer is used as a template in the thumbnail, this isn't going to be an Irate Gamer style review, because, to be honest, the game is pretty basic all things considered, really serving as the most basic thing a video game can be, a somewhat fun time waster. Although, me personally, I couldn't really get into it because I just have a really hard time doing much in the game. And that stems from the biggest legitimate criticism and problem with the game. And that is the fact that none of the ideologies in this game are even remotely consistent. For a game that seems to have a massive dex of political ideologies, it seems to not really know that much about them. But I guess that is consistent with the community that this game is catering to. I'll try to answer a question that they give me that I know for a fact that at least one of the ideologies in the country support or oppose, but then when I click the answer, it gives me something completely different. Or you're given a question, you click one of the answers, and then all 3 of the ideologies answer a certain way, but then later on in the quiz, you're given the opposite of the question you got before. And then you'll try to answer that based on how the 3 ideologies answered initially, but then they'll give a completely different answer. Here's one example that I managed to catch when I played. Right here, I have green liberalism, jingoism, and anarcho-communism as the members of the state. Then I was posed this question: capitalism is the most successful and beneficial system yet. In case it's not obvious, here is how the 3 ideologies should respond. Jingoism, I don't really know. It's not really an economic ideology. Green liberalism, since it's liberalism, I might have to say agree. And anarcho-communism should 100% disagree, right? None of them went the way I thought. Is this a glitch? According to the website, no, it's not a glitch. Public opinion is based on your current ideology, not on the specific answers you give. So this means that citizens will perceivably give inconsistent responses, but this is working as intended. Okay, I guess that might be fair. The country that I had, its ideology was pro-capitalist, so maybe that's why I faulted. But when I tried to go off of that, as opposed to the ones of the people within the country, I get similar results. Now this doesn't mean I automatically lose, like very rarely does this mean that I lose. What it usually means is that I just get stuck in a very consistent circular motion, where I'm stuck around like the 40 to 50% range just to answer for a while because both methods I try yield no difference. Things get worse when out of nowhere a new mechanic comes out. Like, when I was playing, I had no idea that you could even interact with the other countries until out of nowhere, one of them just decided to declare war on me, and we started fighting. And by fighting, I mean I fumbled on answering questions and died because I had no clue what I was doing because the game didn't tell me what I was supposed to do. But then again, I'm probably not in this game's target audience, so it's probably just a me thing. If you're into the Pull Cotton Ball community and/or can figure your way through how this game is played, by all means check it out. Don't let my opinion on it sour you. Thanks for watching this video. Be sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and click the bell to be notified when the future video mine comes out. And if you're interested in more content from me, you can go to my website, follow me on Twitter, join my Discord, or consider supporting me on Patreon. And export. Boy, that was a really interesting episode. With all these video game reviews that I'm doing, you might as well start calling me the Nintendo. Steven, first ones? What are you talking about? Is this a freaking atop the fourth wall episode? What the heck is going on here? What the? So, it's come to this. The Nintendo finally grew a backbone. It's a shame that that backbone had to be used to betray us. Oh my god. Hey E, took us 7 years, but we finally managed to pull it off. What the heck is going on here? If I had known that you and Steven and the rest of these guys were real, then I wouldn't have thought of that. Well, I mean, obviously not, considering nobody is telling me anything. Okay, somebody's gonna have to give me some answers here. Why is some random AVGN parody I made when I was like a child appearing right here in front of me? And why did some random Sonic recolor version of me with terrible audio barge in and kill him? And how did he know that I planned to kill the Nintendo like 7 years ago?